So we're starting a new turn in Axis Empires, and it's a new season. We're into the summer season of 1937. So we'll begin with the May and June turn, and the Axis have revealed a new strategy. It is called the Goering Works Established, and you can see in the picture this card is kind of a significant pre-war card. The state-owned Hermann Goering Works industrial conglomerate begins to produce panzers. And there's a historical quote on the card from Hermann Goering speaking to a British visitor. And I quote, "You know, of course, what we're going to do. We first shall overrun Czechoslovakia, and then Danzig, and then we shall fight the Russians." What I can't understand is why you British should object to this. So, Germany is able with this card to build another infantry formation, but then as shown in the pictures, you see there are 8 panzer units which are added to the force pool and will be able to be built. Next, the Western Allies reveal their strategy card and they select a new pending strategy. And this one is called Change of Governments. So Great Britain puts Neville Chamberlain into power, and Blum is out in France. And we have a historical quote on this card from Neville Chamberlain, who allegedly said, "We are a rich and very vulnerable empire, and there are plenty of poor adventurers not very far away who look upon us with hungry eyes." Well, that's quite insightful of Neville Chamberlain. We usually only hear the negative part of him, but that's quite insightful. And this card also allows France to mobilize 1 infantry unit on the map. Then we go to the Soviet Union strategy, and this time they reveal the strategy of support the Republicans, which means that Russia is going to send aid to the Spanish Republicans, and I roll on a chart for this, but the result is a stalemate in the Spanish Civil War. So nothing too much really happens, and the Soviet Union does get to raise 1 infantry unit to the map. Now we're going to move over to the Daisenso map, and we start with the Japanese player, and they reveal their summer strategy. Japan demands Inner Mongolia. So the war minister, General Sugiyama, tells the emperor that it'll take less than a month to subdue China. And Prince Kanoye says this is a quote on the card: "China's anti-Japanese attitude has been markedly serious of late, and in order to make China reflect upon her attitude, Japan has now decided to dispatch troops of due numerical strength." So, in game terms, the Japanese receive 2 infantry units as replacements, and they go into Japan. And then Inner Mongolia resists the Japanese demand by aligning with the Western faction. So the units are deployed for Inner Mongolia, and a state of war now exists between the Hopa and the Japanese. So you can see I have the units deployed in Hopa, and they are the purple units that are here shown here on the map. So the Japanese 1st and 2nd armies launch an attack on the Hopa infantry formation in Piping, and that is the green hexagon that you see in this picture. It's a successful attack, and the Hopa unit disintegrates. So you can see the Japanese First Army is reduced because it suffered some attritional losses, but they do capture the city, and it is an important strategic location belonging to the Western Allies. So this was quite successful, the fall of Piping. Then the Allies reveal their strategy. It is the Cooling Declaration, which is a rearmament card. So Chiang tries to get the Yunnan on board, gets to roll on the political tables, but it fails due to the result of Chinese inertia. The 7th and 9th Kiangsu army groups do begin to mobilize, and the nationalist Chinese maneuver their troops in further anticipation of Japanese aggression, but there is no further combat in this part of the turn. And then we go to the communist player, and the Soviet Union makes a pact with China as their strategy. So the Kansu Expeditionary Force begins mobilization along with the N4 Army. Politically, I get to roll on the table. There's some debate, but the result is conflicting plans. That's basically a no event, and there is no combat involving the communist factions. So that brings this turn to a close. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.